If you're a creative person or you're interested in creative fields, it's going to come out. I don't think you can really suppress it. So then it becomes, how am I going to channel it and manifest it? I think I've been on a little bit of a pendulum with creativity in my own life when I learned that I really wasn't good enough to make a living on the performing side of music. It bothered me for about 5 minutes. I realized early on that the things that make people successful in creative fields go beyond just talent and capability. There's a drive, there's a hustle, there's a single mindedness, there's a devotion to craft. There are parts of it that I didn't really want to do because I had so many other interests. I couldn't imagine that level of dedication, quite honestly. And so, but what I did realize was I wanted to be around creative people, and helping creative people was always very interesting to me. So that extreme end of the pendulum meant I put my creativity aside and worked in business for a long time in lots of different ways. But pretty early in my career, maybe in the first quarter or so of my career, I came to view business as very creative. And that may make sense to listeners of a certain age who have the wisdom to look back over a career and they say, well, of course, there's creativity in all aspects of life. But I really saw them as different things and incredibly bifurcated. But once I realized that problem solving and understanding how to work with and motivate people, how to put together equitable deals, how to understand people's motivation, that all those things involved creativity and the problem solving part of business. I think it allowed me to start to live into a life of creativity again and ultimately get to a point later in my life in the last several years where I've become much more comfortable leaning into it, not only for others, but on my own behalf by putting some of my creativity out there under my own name and writing and making music and collaborating, not having the pressure of having to do any of it for a livelihood, which quite honestly makes it so much more enjoyable. It doesn't mean I take it less seriously, but the stakes just aren't high. I don't have to be a starving artist. I could skip the starving part and just be an artist. And so I say all that also very reluctantly. It's hard to self-identify as an artist. I give other people the advice all the time that nobody else gets to call you an artist. If you make art, you get to be an artist.